Cooper, and I'm going to persuade y'all why dance is a sport. So there's a famous quote by Shannon LaFleur, and it says, "It takes an athlete to dance, but an artist to be a dancer." Pretty much means that just because we don't run around on a field with a ball doesn't mean we're not athletes. We're just as physically, emotionally, and mentally involved in our sport. We have to emotionally connect to every piece of art that we're portraying and every character. We train just as hard as every other athlete does. We go to 6-hour rehearsals on every day of the weekend. We go to dance 2 to 3 hours every night. We really have like no day off. And then we have to mentally prepare for all the choreography we learn. You can learn a 2-minute dance where you're just on stage twirling around. You could learn a 16-minute piece, which I've done, and you're dancing the whole 16 minutes, or even like a 25-minute piece where you're in and out the whole time. You have to remember where you're going and where you're going off. Just like any other athlete, it takes a really long time to become a professional. You can start when you're 5 years old, and you might not be a professional until you're 20. The definition of a sport is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or a team competes against one another. And then art is expression or application of human creative skill and imagination. So dance, you're physically dancing and burning calories, but you're also expressing something. And a lot of people say you're not competing against other people. We're competing against every other dance school in the nation and every other dancer. You have to go to auditions every year to go to a summer program, which is how you usually get into companies. So you're competing against every dancer there. We also go through the same struggles as every other athlete. For a dancer, the biggest one is that you don't have the right body type. Especially for ballet dancers, your legs are too short, your torso is too long, your toes aren't long enough. It comes down to really stupid stuff. And injuries. We go through the same injuries as everybody else does. We have surgeries. We're out for just as long. I've been out for 16 months. And a dancer needs strength, agility, determination, stamina, endurance, balance, flexibility, and beauty. And I don't mean beauty by like their face has to be pretty. So each dance that you do, you're either happy or you're sad. Happy, obviously that's easy. You just think of something happy and you dance and you're happy. The sad one's a lot harder. I've done it. My way I get sad before a piece is you look in the mirror and you have to look at yourself in the eyes, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And you like tell yourself something sad or something that hurt you the most. So some people do heartbreak, or some people do like losing a friend or something. And you usually start crying, and then you go dance and you're really depressed, and then the audience claps and you're all good. So I kind of think of your happy dancing or your sad dancing as winning a game or losing a game. I don't know, or even falling on stage. It's just like not catching the ball in outfield and you could have gotten somebody out, or missing a possible interception, or getting a foul, anything like that. It's just like falling on stage. It's embarrassing. So although dancers don't get paid as much as other professional athletes, we still do get paid. There's another quote by Suzanne Farrell, who's a super famous director and dancer and choreographer, and she's amazing. It says, "Plie is the first thing you learn and the last thing you master." So plie is the basic step for everything. You literally just bend your knees. It obviously gets harder and harder. You have to turn out from your hips, not your feet. And there's a ton of stuff that goes into it. But it's kind of like shooting your first like free throw, or kicking the soccer into the goal, or soccer ball into the goal. So it's the basis for everything. So you have to be able to do that to do the rest of it. So plie is from a turn to a jump to anything. You have to be able to do a plie. So it all has a common basis of what you need to do. And luckily, dance is slowly becoming more accepted in the world. There's TV shows, So You Think You Can Dance. It's partnered with Gatorade, and they've made a National Dance Day, which is really cool. And then I think once the world does realize that dance isn't just an art and we don't just prance around and look pretty, the world will be more open-minded and will think about other things other than just guys who make a ton of money doing sports. And a lot of people, their defense is that dance is an Olympic sport, but I think dance is hard for them to be a sport because there's so many different variations of dance and so many different levels that it's just hard. And actually neither is baseball. After the 2008 Beijing Olympics, they took baseball out as a Summer Olympic sport. So technically, I always say that, okay, well, baseball's not an Olympic sport, so how does that work? If baseball's not a sport in the Olympics, then is it like not considered a sport? So then, ending this speech, I found another quote from Camilla Jessel, who's also a famous dancer, and I think it kind of sums up what I'm trying to say. It says, "The trained dancer must not only have the grace and elegance, but also the leap of an Olympic hurdler, the balance of a tightrope walker, and panther-like strength and agility." That's it.